Now we are going to work on some review of some of the concepts from this unit. So our first one, we have a special right triangle. We have a 45, 45, 90 triangle. I know it's a 45, 45, 90 triangle because it's an isosceles right triangle. And we know that one of our sides, short sides, is 4, and that's x. And that means that a is also 4. And our hypotenuse is x times the square root of 2. So that is 4 square root of 2. All we're doing is plugging in, substituting 4 for that x. Number 2, again, we have a 45, 45, 90 triangle. And we label it. Our short sides are both x. Our hypotenuse is x times the square root of 2. Now I can divide by the square root of 2. That cancel out. That leaves us with 14 for x. So that means that a and b both equal 14. Our next one, we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Remember, our short side is L. Our middle length side is L times the square root of 3. And our hypotenuse is 2 times L. So on this one, we have our middle length side, 15 square root of 3 equals L square root of 3. Again, we can divide by the square root of 3. They cancel each other out. So that leaves us with L equaling 15. That means that A equals 15. And then our hypotenuse, 2 times 15 equals 30. And that is B. Our next one, we have an isosceles right triangle. So this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Again, our short sides are both x. Our long side is x square root of 2. So we need to solve for x on this one. So we need to divide by the square root of 2 on both sides. And that'll get us x equaling 24 over the square root of 2. But we can't have a radical in the denominator of a fraction. So we need to multiply by the square root of 2 over the square root of 2. And that gets us 24 square root of 2 over 2. Because remember, the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 4. And the square root of 4 is 2. And then we can take 24 and divide it by 2. And that gets us 12 square root of 2. So x is 12 square root of 2. That means that a is 12 square root of 2. And change this, and that b is also 12 square root of 2. Our next one, we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Our short side is L. Our middle length side is L square root of 3. And our hypotenuse is 2L. So we have L square root of 3 equaling 6. So we need to divide by the square root of 3 on both sides. And that gets us L equaling 6 over the square root of 3. But again, we can't have a radical in the denominator. So we're multiplying by the square root of 3 on numerator and denominator. And that gets us 6 square root of 3 over 3, because square root of 3 times square root of 3 is the square root of 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. And then 6 is divisible by 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2, so we have 2 square root of 3 equaling L. And L was A, so A is 2 times the square root of 3. And then C is 2L, so we're going to take 2 times 2 square root of 3. Remember, when we have something like this, all we're doing is multiplying the number in front of the radical together. So 2 times 2 is 4, so we have 4 square root of 3 equaling C. Okay, and then number 6, We again have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Again, our short side is L, our middle length side is L square root of 3, and our longest side, our hypotenuse, is 2L. We have 2L equaling 18, so we're going to divide by 2 on both sides, and that gets us L equaling 9. That means that A equals 9, and B equals 9 square root of 3 when we substitute in the L. Number 7, we have again a 45, 45, 90 triangle, and we're looking for the missing side lengths. So we know that our two short sides are both x, and our long side is x times the square root of 2. So that means that this short side is 31, and our long side is 31 times the square root of 2. Remember that if you're typing that into a computer, you would do 31 parentheses or times SQRT for square root parentheses 2 closure parentheses. Our last one, we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. We have our hypotenuse, that is 2L. Our short side is over here between 90 and 60, that is L. And the other side is our middle length, it's L square root of 3. So we need to solve for L, so 2L equals 22, divide by 2 on both sides, and L equals 11. That means our short side, L, is 11, and our middle length side is 11 times the square root of 3. Again, remember when you're typing that in on a computer, you do 11 times our parentheses, SQRT, parentheses, 3, closure parentheses.